San Francisco has completely went off the deep end outside of being a fellow Californian and one of the most ridiculous states with just complete goofiness. The San Francisco, I mean, has completely gone down the pooper, if you will. Okay. And it's stuff like this that gets under my skin because I've been to San Francisco pre some of this stuff. It's a beautiful city, but apparently they have a very interesting new nude policy. All right, so hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Explicit, explicit, explicit.
One question for you guys. I'm a news reporter, so obviously there's a lot of nudity around here, men, women, stuff going on, and there's kids, wandering around the event. I'm not sure on San Francisco's laws or California's laws. Is it legal for nudity to be presented in front of kids?
Nudity is legal, yeah, within certain boundaries.
What are the boundaries? Do you know?
Coupled with a lewd act. Yeah, anything coupled with a lewd act or anything being done for sexual gratification that involves other people. Basically.
Okay, but this event wouldn't be considered for sexual gratification.
No, if they're walking around and it's out, that's right. That'd be different than if they're masked.
Okay,
or if they're forcing,
Pause it.
flashing.
So, but don't people get off on being out and naked?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, right? Walking around nude gets some people off for the attention and I'm going to be that person in public.
It's like foreplay.
Right.
Different than if they're masturbating or
Okay,
if they're forcing, flashing people, right? Like trying to get their attention and flashing.
Flashing people was one of the things that would make it illegal.
So if your junk is out,
Yes.
you're good. But if you have pants over your junk and then you pull your junk out for a moment,
Bad.
bad.
Yeah. And then she said she tried to distinguish it as if like if you're trying to get people's attention to see your junk. That's what she defined as flashing. But I feel like it's all just flashing.
All of it.
Yeah.
Why do this with
even with
children
kids.
around? Why do this with children around?
Yeah.
Fine to be nude as long as there's no or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if there's a line that they draw, an arbitrary line that goes, what if it's out? Okay. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Okay.
Hide your
I'm hiding
kids,
your kids, hide your wife.
hide your wife.
Explicit, explicit, explicit.
Get it out. That's what she said. Oh.
What if it's out
Uh-huh.
and it's erect?
That's sexual gratification.
But even if they're not doing anything to make it erect,
Yeah, I have heard that is actually that's a line.
that's a line.
Yeah.
So if it's out, it's okay.
It can be out, but you gotta have willpower. So like it's gotta be heads down, What's up, brother?
We've entered the Twilight Zone, bro. That's a line. That's the line?
Yeah. It can be outside, but heads down.
That's the line.
Yes.
Tyler said, what about nudist colonies? Would be hypocritical of me to make a big, okay. How about we just don't allow nudity? How about we just don't allow nudity?
Yeah.
How about we just don't? They need to build a chart for clarity. So I think this is the mess that San Francisco and the major aspects of the state. This is the mess that it's in. Is it doesn't make any sense, and the sheer, is it incompetence? Is it delusion? What's the word I'm looking here for? The sheer disregard for other people's sensibilities is the ultimate reflection of narcissism and main character syndrome.
Yes.
I'm going to go in public. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And if you don't like it, then you have to deal with it. So then how does that extend any sort of consideration for other people that are sharing public spaces with you? Shout out to Tatiana. She said, California Penal Code. I'll just get this on the screen because this is helpful. Thank you for looking this up for us, by the way. So is it a California thing or is it a San Francisco thing?
That's a good question.
She said, California Penal Code, CPC, defines indecent exposure as the crime of intentionally exposing private parts in public place or in the presence of others who might be offended or annoyed. So that's the California law. So then they're in contradiction with the California law.
Yeah, or it's like left up for interpretation, where it's say intentionally exposing private parts in a public place or in the presence of others who might be offended or annoyed. So I guess technically, if they define the Pride Parade as a place where others wouldn't be offended or annoyed, then it fits within the guidelines, and maybe that's how they fudge the numbers.
Yeah.
As far as indecent exposure.
I see. Yeah, and just for the record, if you guys go to like San Diego, you got to go to like Orange County, it's not like that here.
You're chilling.
It's not like that here. It's like this is the goofiness primarily in San Francisco and parts of LA. It's not like that everywhere. It's a very, 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 very small majority, very small minority that does this sort of goofy stuff, and they continue wanting to rub it into people's face. Which then, again, like if someone was in this space and was like, had a massive blowhorn and was telling everybody about Jesus, they would feel a way about that. They would have an issue with that.
Yes.
Right? But you do the inverse and you just have your junk out in public, all of a sudden it's cool. People don't have an issue with that. In Orange County, you'd be arrested. Definitely be arrested.
Yeah.
You're out of here. If they allow that, what would be about nude beach? Well, I think nude beach is you're consenting to that, right? A nude beach would be like, you know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a nude beach here in San Diego.
Is there?
Yeah, it's called Black's Beach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Went on a family hike there on accident once.
Did you really? For real?
Got to the bottom. Just an old naked man just sunbathing.
It's always old dudes.
Yeah.
It's always old dudes. It's always that. It's always old dudes in a gym. And fellas, how many of y'all know this? You go in the gym, you're trying to get, this is why I don't go to the gym anymore, by the way. You go in the gym, you're trying to do the, and there's always one dude, he's north of 60, probably, and all of his stuff is just always out. And not is it out, he wants to talk to you. He wants to make eye contact.
He's sitting down.
And he's sitting down.
Bare butt on the daggone.
Bare butt, balls out, and just wants to talk.
And he wants to organize all his stuff before he starts putting it on.
Yeah, like we don't,
it's
what
like,
are you doing?
Get it on as fast as possible.
Get out of here. Why?
Face to the locker.
Get out.
Open the door.
I don't want to talk to you.
Have the door open. Face the locker. If you're going to do that in the first place. Put a towel.
Put a towel on. Like, you know, when you're at the beach and you're trying to change your swim trunks, put the towel on, and then you get yourself moving. But for whatever reason, this has always been a thing. It's always been a thing. Yeah, seniors just don't care. I don't get it. It makes me uncomfortable. I try to just not use those bathrooms anymore or change in those locker rooms. We see, according to the Bible, that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when he answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used for my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.